Okay, so we are here for day 3. This would be day 3 for Jacob in the blue shirt and day 2 for Jacob in the black shirt. And so you guys, you've had a night to sleep on this. Give us a little feedback into what you've experienced so far, shooting dry fire, and what it's been like for each of you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. Shooting in dry fire has been great in terms of helping understand the AR and how to use it properly, and the safety precautions needed to effectively learn before you go out and fire live. So that part has been great. I'm a lot more comfortable shooting and handling it. So now that we got that part out of the way, it's more of it's more natural, the safety part. And when we come out here, it's kind of like it's in the back of your brain, and it's always going, that muscle memory. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to today.
And just to overview, so Jacob has done really almost a whole day of dry fire between Friday and Saturday, and then you've done what I would movement directly toward the target with some timed shots, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's straight line movement on target, some target transition, but mostly straight line stuff.
Yeah. And what I saw, you were getting good times on your shots. We had a lot of A-zone hits. We were shooting from 10 to 20 yards, right? Yep. And it's good stuff. So it looked good. Yeah. Okay, Jacob in the black shirt, how's it been going for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been amazed by the difference of comfortability with the AR. Just going into having a new AR purchase, my first purchase of a firearm, getting to bring it out here and just get more comfortable with it. And yeah, all of the focus on safety at every point of the way, and starting off with just like a really good base knowledge of general firearm safety, been super helpful for me.
And so you've got basically a half day of dry fire.
Yep.
And then a few hours of live fire under your belt, right?
Yep, yeah, that's correct. And just getting so comfortable with operating safety. On the AR that I have, it's ambidextrous, and so working quite a bit with Jacob on staying right-handed, so staying on the left side and using that thumb. There were some kind of funky things I was doing with my fingers, just trying to work both sides and going back and forth, so getting comfortable with just staying on the same side. And working that safety at like every stop point of every drill that we were doing. Just getting more and more comfortable and quicker safely. Yeah, I'm getting a lot more comfortable, and it's been really fun to start getting some shots with the gun. So.
Good. And one thing that I would like to reiterate in the movement portion of these drills, what Jacob Yamane has taught these guys, every time that they lower a weapon, it's going on safe. So every movement is the shooter is moving with the weapon on safe. And so we're not just doing this safety thing as a talk about and then drop the safety procedures to look faster. We're doing it all the way through. And we will continue doing that as our times get better.
Correct.
So it'll be fun, yeah. Let's move, let's shoot, let's get some points and have a little competition. So let's go.
Okay, we're gonna start out at low ready, high ready, doesn't matter, whatever you want. The beeper is gonna go off. Boom, one shot, center mass. So we'll get into like the scoring system on the cutouts and all that, but you guys saw that when we were shooting yesterday. So we'll go boom, one shot, and it's ready? From an asshole fire instructor, he would take this shot where he put 2 holes under one piece of paper and give a
5-minute lecture on this is how we do it.
But we're not doing that.
But we're not doing that.
Well, we're filming it.
Wow. A zone, C zone, D zone. This is not standard for USPSA, but I count it where anything within this zone is an A hit. Okay, if you hit somebody right here at the base of the throat at this range with a 5.56 is going to do the job. Okay, so if you get a hit right here, even though it's technically the C zone, we're going to count it as an A zone. Okay, so you'll get 5 points instead of 3. 5 points for A zone hits, 3 points for C zone, 0 for D, -10 for a miss. Okay, make sense? 5 plus 3 is 18, divided by 8.36 is 2.15 hit factor. So 2.15, that'll be your score. That's the hit factor score. Okay. All right.
So probably if you're getting above a 1 in this case, it's going to be solid as you learn to move.
Yeah. Okay. The hole is right on the line, you just take the zone, whatever, 50% of the line. So that's 2 Charlies here. On the left target. So that is 5, 10, 13, 16 total points. So go ahead and pat your target. I'll calculate the score. Okay? Stand by. One on the right target. Target.
Maybe a shot of those. There.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're going to have to let him come
Hold
see these.
up for a sec.
So far, my trouble has been the left target. I've gotten C's on every single hit on the left one, and then A's on every single hit for the right one. So I got to work on that left target. So if someone comes into my house at night on the left side, I'll wing them, but if they're on the right side,
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
So I'd like to point something out about this run. So for Jacob in the blue shirt, this was his very first time to shoot while moving. He put 8 shots downrange. His movements were clean and crisp. He was safe in all of his weapon movement. And this is only the 3rd day that he's shot much. And so a new shooter moving dynamically is not incompatible with safety. These guys have been shooting here for a few hours this morning, and we have had 0 safety violations. We built the correct habits doing dry fire, and now that we're slowly incorporating sensible dynamic movement into their drills, they're executing it safely.
So going into the second run, just to reference back to the first one, I definitely took a lot slower time just to make sure that I'm clicking the safety back on after I move. So I made sure to emphasize that during my first run. So hopefully in the second one I'm looking for a faster time, and we'll see how the shooting results come out.
Okay, we're coming to the end here. We're gonna do a little exit interview with Jacob in the blue shirt. So you've got under your belt now, you've done a half day of dry fire, half day of kind of live fire in one spot. And we did another roughly half day of dry fire, and then another half day of more dynamic live fire.
Yeah.
And you've, as you told us earlier, not shot much in your life prior to this. Less than 50, 100 rounds, is that safe?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And so, as we've just seen, at this point, after 2.5 days, over a 3-day period, you're competently running dynamic drills at a high performance level. I mean, it looks good, it looks smooth, your safety procedures are good, and it's actually very impressive. It's better than, it's okay, he's okay, you know.
All right, simmer down.
So I think this is a testament to the fact that training this way works, okay? We have a new shooter who is performing safely and competently. He's getting A-zone hits, he's doing it smoothly, he's doing it safely, and the methodology that we're using, Jacob doing all this dry fire, we are beginning with safety, and then we're letting the athlete, if you will, perform with a weapon in a dynamic scenario, and it's working. So that's my perspective. I mean, I'm a little biased, but that's what I think and that's what I see. But what do you see from the shooters? Observation, and then what do you see from the coach's observation?
So I forgot to mention the yardages at the drill, but the drill we were doing here was going from 25 yards down to 10. So we were incorporating several aspects. Not only Mike mentioned the marksmanship, not only is he being accurate, just static from a low ready position off the timer, but we've now evolved over a 3-day period, 2.5-day period, we've evolved to taking a 25-yard shot very accurately, moving and shooting at the same time, and also getting good hits on paper while we're moving at about the 20 to 15-yard mark. So we're layering several aspects of shooting that you're doing very functionally, accurately, and safely. And this is a guy who works a 9-to-5 in the financial industry and probably shot a lot up to this point. So I think it's a great example that you don't have to be a beer bottle eating Marine to perform like this. This is very good shooting over a 3-day period. So that was kind of my take on it.
Yeah, starting out, obviously, I mentioned in the videos earlier that I was pretty intimidated. I was grateful that we did so much dry fire, almost added up to a full day of dry fire in all. And so I was telling Jake about this, but it's almost like if you're learning how to ice skate and then they throw a hockey puck and stick into there,
you're not so much worried about ice skating as you are scoring a goal. And so when we're running through these drills today, the safety and safety precautions were already built into what I was doing, and it was just in the back of my head. But that muscle memory from the whole day that we did it was just, it was there, but I wasn't consciously thinking about it all the time. So yeah, I'm super comfortable. Theoretically, if I went out and bought an AR, I would know how to use it safely and effectively. And yeah, no, I think that was a great weekend, and I got out of what I put into it this weekend, so it was good.
Yeah, it's good. Same principles transfer over to shotgun shooting. In a broad sense, they transfer over to pistol shooting. And everything we've done today, I don't know how many rounds that we dropped, but we had 0 safety violations. I mean
0.
Not only was he, it was a good day.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, and he's shooting well, so good time.
I do want to bring up one thing. At one point we changed to doing a different type of course, and before we even did it, I really didn't feel comfortable with the motions that we were going to do. So before we even started, I just let everyone know that I wanted to run through it dry to get comfortable with it before I put live rounds in there. And obviously these guys didn't yell at me or anything. We took the time to do it safely, and then I ran through it. So yeah, that was great.
It's good. Good time.
Yeah.
Good shooting. You can recognize that you are a competent shooter.
Very much so. Yep.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, we are here with Jacob in the Black Shirts exit interview after his second day of shooting. So we started with about a half day of dry fire. Jacob Yamane. We did some live fire yesterday afternoon, moving in a linear direction toward the target. Today, brought a little bit more action into it, did some simple drills, and then finished up the day working some corners. And so Jacob's done great. He has performed safely, he has performed competently, and although it's new to him, he's basically built the foundation that he can build on and take however far he wants it to go. He was yesterday breaking 10-yard A-zone or headshots. What was he doing yesterday?
From the lower eddy at 10 yards, we were breaking between 0.7 and 0.77 headshots.
Okay, great times. Okay, and it was a small, tight group.
Yep.
Okay, it looked good. Working corners today. They were probably 7 to 8 yards.
8 yards.
8 yards. So we had a target set 8 yards from a doorway. He would work the doorway. The target was set at the 90, and then he would work it, snap the 90, and he was breaking double taps. His first shot was probably going about 1.2 to 1.3-ish seconds after he became visible to the target. So great work. And how'd it go for you after these 2 days?
Yeah, it's been a super fun experience just getting to work through. I feel like we've covered so much more than I even going into this thought we were going to cover. Everything from just dry fire technique of working the safety, making sure that we're always extra safe, then becoming more quick as we get into live fire and multiple targets. It's been very enjoyable, and I feel a lot more comfortable now, especially with the snapping at the end. That was something that was a little awkward for me, is getting used to, when I'm up against a wall, and I'm thinking cover, going into this blind and not having the experience that you guys have, I'm thinking, okay, hug the wall with the wall back here behind me. But then, reorienting and taking your guys' tips and training and working through it, it got a lot more comfortable at the end. And makes a lot of sense just practically for if you're in one of those situations. So I definitely feel a lot more comfortable that, forbid it ever were to happen and I was, to need to respond to something like that, I feel like I could be confident enough to, if I had an AR ready, I could respond to one of those situations that I might need to clear a room or, help out a loved one. So.
You mind grabbing that, Jacob? So this is the weapon he was using. It's got a 16-inch barrel. It's not some short, fancy, souped-up, piece. It's a nice gun, but it's nothing fancy. It's nothing cool. It's just a tool, and I would say that you're learning how to use it, and you're doing well. And you can take this. You can buy a barrel plug, like we talked about. You can take this as far as you want to go. You can gain a lot of comfortability with that thing with dry fire. You can throw a flashlight on that and you have a super good tool. Definitely recommend our mount, but that's up to you.
Oh yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Yamane, what do you have?
No, I was just honestly thinking back to the first dry fire that I took yesterday morning. I took a video of you when we were doing that dry fire, and thinking about that to what you were able to do today is, in my opinion, it's pretty great, and it's not necessarily surprising to me because I think that once you get in an environment where you're learning in a good functional manner, then that's the result that's going to happen. You can functionally clear a room now. You're very fast and accurate, more so than a lot of people I've shot with a lot more experience than you. So I think it's just a testament to what happens when you are able to do things in your own way. And once you establish the basic safety procedures, it's just kind of an exploration of using the AR as a tool to accomplish a desired goal, which is what it sounds like. I've heard you talk about is protecting your family and yourself, and potentially just doing this more for fun. So I think it's great, and I think it's very much a organic testament to what can be accomplished by a guy who wants to get more into it, works a 9 to 5, and is a coach, husband, father. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, we even covered reloads. You guys did some basic dry reloads, which is obviously something you can continue to work on. And I think now that he has a basic understanding of what this is, he can access other resources and see what techniques and tactics work for him. He knows how to handle it safe. He knows what's going to work for his body and his weapon. And so now you can access other resources and apply the ones that fit him, which is great. Yeah. You can take this as far as you want. So good job. We had fun, and hope you did. So
Thank you guys so much
for sure.
for all the training. It's been awesome.
Good job.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Good.